After my boyfriend passed away, I fell into a deep depression. When I tried to take my own life, I was saved by the city's most infamous playboy, the heir to the Jiang family. He shed his rebellious nature for me and spent 5 years helping me heal. But just before our first anniversary, I found his late-stage cancer diagnosis. When I went to find him, I overheard him telling his friend, "Ava has never let me touch her. I feel like a damn stand-in. If she would kill herself for me, then I'd believe she's finally moved on. So, faking my death to test her, that's not a problem, right?" So, I faked my own death first, right in front of him. Later, I heard that the notorious Demon King of the Jiang family had gone mad. He jumped into the sea and nearly lost his life. But he never found the girlfriend who was supposed to have died for him. For the past month, Ethan's attitude towards me had suddenly turned cold. I grabbed my car keys, intending to go find him and ask for a reason. My hand brushed against the little jar of paper stars on the entryway cabinet. It revealed a diagnosis report for Ethan's late-stage cancer. I rubbed my eyes in disbelief. Ethan Jiang, 28 years old, late-stage liver cancer. Those words together made my head spin and my ears ring. I could barely breathe. So, his coldness was his way of trying to break up, so he wouldn't be a burden to me. Overwhelmed with grief, I desperately wanted to see him, to tell him I would be there for him through his treatment, that I would never leave him, just as he had been there for me for 5 years, helping me heal. But when I found him, I heard his lament. "Ava hasn't let me touch her in all these years. I feel like a damn stand-in." I pulled back my hand from the door. I saw him take a long drag from his cigarette, his face etched with frustration. A dead first love is the most powerful weapon. I don't believe Ava has forgotten that guy, but I've already wasted 6 years on her. He didn't look sick at all. He chain-smoked, one after another. Someone teased him. "Bro, are you serious? What era is this? Still playing the platonic love game? Bro, have you ever heard the saying, 'The living can't compete with the dead'? Especially since she tried to kill herself for that guy." Ethan's face was cold, and he didn't say a word. His other friends chimed in. "Yeah, a girl like that is just for fun. You're not actually serious, are you? What do you know?" Ethan spent 5 years with Ava. He gave up all his extreme sports, acting as docile as a lamb. After investing so much, of course he's not willing to let go. Ethan stubbed out his cigarette, his brow furrowed even deeper. "She has depression. I'm afraid she'll worry." He paused, then looked up. "Do you think her depression is fake?" In an instant, a chill shot up from my feet and consumed my entire body. "Who knows? I think the main reason she won't let you touch her is because she can't let go of her ex-boyfriend. That's why she won't accept you." Ethan's face was devoid of emotion, but a cold aura emanated from him. Sensing the tense atmosphere, someone tried to comfort him. "Actually, you shouldn't mind. Her old boyfriend is long dead. He's no threat to you." "Is that so?" Ethan's eyes were devoid of warmth. "Actually, I really want to see if Ava truly loves me." "Bro, what do you mean by that?" someone asked. The lights dimmed, and Ethan's face was hidden in the shadows. But I heard his voice with perfect clarity, laced with resentment. "So, I'm thinking of faking my death to test her love for me, to see if she'll kill herself for me too." Standing at the door with a glass of honey water, his words felt like lead weights on my feet. So Ethan had always thought I was using him as a substitute. He was even willing to reopen my old wounds, to test if I would kill myself for him. My heart felt like it was being squeezed by vines, tightening with each word, causing a sharp, physical pain. I suddenly remembered the day I couldn't take it anymore and jumped into the sea. He had saved me. He didn't tell me to move on and look forward, like everyone else. Instead, he told me that if I really couldn't let go, I should keep it in the deepest part of my heart. Forgetting wasn't a prerequisite for embracing a new life. As long as you live through each day, you'll eventually reach the destination you want. After that, he appeared in my life. Even when I ignored him, he willingly stayed by my side. Then one day, a ray of light fell on my blanket. I reached out to touch the sunlight, and the gloom in my heart slowly began to lift. That was the 3rd year we had known each other. Later, we went through a lot together. His steadfastness and devotion slowly made me accept him. In the 5th year, Before I accepted his confession, I went to the cemetery to visit Liam and told him I was moving on and wouldn't be back. But now, it seemed Ethan had never believed me. Someone handed him a glass of wine. Honestly, I think this is a bit risky. What if you get caught? How do you clean up the mess after you're caught? Her depression will relapse, and you'll have to help her through it all over again. Bro, do you have that much free time? And if she really does kill herself for you and can't be saved, won't you feel bad? Of course I'll feel bad, Ethan said, taking a slow sip of wine, a smile on his lips. But don't worry, if it proves her love, I don't think Ava will have any complaints. He paused, then continued. Besides, everyone will know she loved me so much she was willing to die for me. In our social circle, she'll have no one but me. Who else would want her? He pursed his lips and smiled. And even if she can't be saved, I'll remember her for the rest of my life. I stood outside the door, feeling as if a bucket of cold water had been poured over my head. I trembled, my heart completely cold. Those words were like heavy hammers striking my chest, and I had to lean against the wall to keep myself from collapsing. So it wasn't late. Stage cancer. It was just a test. Regardless of whether my depression would relapse, regardless of whether I would actually die. Perhaps he was thinking that if I really died, it would be even better. That way, he would have won against my dead boyfriend. A desperate torrent of blood rushed through my body. A plan quietly formed in my mind. Ethan, let's see who can't live without whom. You want to see my depression relapse? You want to fake your death to test my reaction? As you wish. I will pretend to go along with your treatment. I will pretend to be tormented by depression again. And then, I will fake my death in front of you, so you can witness it with your own eyes. So your plan will fail. So you will never find me again. I'm really looking forward to the look on your face that day. I turned and left, going home to look at that fake late stage cancer diagnosis. The date of diagnosis was a month ago. It wasn't a spur of the moment idea. It was a plan Ethan had been hatching for a while. My nose tingled, and tears streamed down my face uncontrollably. He was the one who had said he wanted to wait until marriage to be intimate. He was the one who held my hand tightly and said he wanted to save our most beautiful memories for our wedding day. We had been dating for less than a year. I had always thought that kind of thing would happen naturally. I never thought we had to wait for a specific day. If he had really wanted to, I might not have said no. But to hear it from Ethan's mouth, it was because I couldn't let go of someone else. That I was using that as an excuse not to accept him. How laughable. To him, being with me was a burden, a waste of time. But why didn't he tell me sooner? It was 6 years, not 6 days. If he had told me sooner, I wouldn't have clung to him. I would have lived my own life. Instead of now, after I had bared my heart and been with him for a year, being played for a fool, I dug my nails into the fleshy part of my hand. Thankfully, even fate was on my side, letting me know in advance, so my depression wouldn't truly relapse, and letting me understand that a man's love for you always comes with calculations and conditions. When Ethan came back, I was still sitting on the sofa, lost in thought. Click. The lights suddenly turned on. The bright light made me reflexively close my eyes. He seemed surprised that I was still up. He exclaimed, "Ava." I opened my eyes and looked at him, still clutching the report. He was stunned for a moment, then rushed over to me. I asked with a trembling voice, "Is it true?" Then, 2 streams of tears fell. He pursed his lips and reached out to wipe my tears, looking heartbroken. "Don't cry. I'm fine." Perhaps he didn't dare to look me in the eye. He hugged me and nuzzled my neck. Life and death are a part of life. Ava, I'm so grateful to have met you these past few years. I really have no regrets. Don't be sad. Okay. I don't want your illness to come back. You see, the one who cared about me was him. But the one who wanted to test me by seeing if I would kill myself for him was also him. Ethan, which of your words are true right now? I remembered him in the bar, mocking me with resentment. He was cold. Then I remembered his gentle and meticulous care over the years. His promises of eternal love. He was sincere. Countless images intertwined, revealing different faces of Ethan. I felt like my head was being pounded by a heavy fist. With each blow, I could barely breathe. My whole body was trembling and cold. Love or not, couldn't he feel it? Why did he have to do this to me? For a moment, my rational mind told me, this is it. Confront him. Leave with your head held high. But he cupped my face and asked, Ava, what's wrong? Why are you trembling? Is your illness relapsing? Heh, this is what you wanted to see, isn't it? Why pretend? So I broke free from his embrace and looked at him, my voice hoarse. Ethan, your cancer is fake, isn't it? I don't know what he was thinking in that moment. Perhaps he thought that since his lie was exposed, he might as well just tell me about his resentment. Or perhaps he would pretend not to understand, take the report, and break up with me. And I thought, let's just stop here. Let each other go. But after a long silence, Ethan's eyes reddened as he looked at me. Ava, the moment I was diagnosed, I wanted to break up with you. I was so afraid of being a burden. So I forced myself to be cold to you this past month. I thought you wouldn't find out, that I could just die quietly. Lies. If you really didn't want to, you wouldn't have left the diagnosis at my place. But I couldn't bear to leave you. When I couldn't see you, I would go crazy. This past month, I've been tormented by longing and pain, with only your face in my mind. So I came. Forgive my selfishness. Even in my last moments, I want you by my side. I slowly closed my eyes. You still want to continue with your plan, don't you? Ethan. Ava. Are you okay? Should I get you your medicine? How could someone be so caring while doing something so hurtful? I dug my nails into my palms, trying to suppress the turmoil inside me. Then I reached out and hugged him. Ethan, I'll be with you through your treatment. You'll get better. If you don't, I'll die with you. In that instant, I felt Ethan's back stiffen. But he said nothing. Ethan, then let's play a game. Let's see who wins in the end. Ethan checked into a private hospital he had already arranged for. Outside the door, I watched a group of people surround him, laughing and joking, with no hint of sadness. At the forefront was a beautiful, vibrant girl, who playfully punched his chest. So, can you still go racing with me? Ethan chuckled. Girls shouldn't be racing. Be careful, you won't be able to get married. The girl pouted, looking cute and coquettish. Didn't you promise me that if you weren't married by 30, you'd marry me? Ethan pinched the girl's cheek with a doting expression. Don't waste your time on me. I have a girlfriend. The girl sneered. The one who was saved by you after she tried to kill herself for her dead boyfriend. And the one who made you change for her. I'm really curious what she's like. Ethan pursed his lips. She's pitiful. The girl shrugged. I think you're the pitiful one. Why would you go for someone like that? If you had just said yes to me back then, we would have been married by now. Ethan lowered his eyes, not refuting her words. I composed myself and knocked on the door. The chatter stopped, and all eyes turned to the door, seeing me walk in. Ethan, in his hospital gown, clutched his chest and coughed. Ava. He reached out to take my hand. I placed the soup I had brought on the table, not taking his hand. I made some soup to help you get better. What did the doctor say? Everyone in the room looked at me with an expression of watching a play. And wasn't I also playing along with these rich kids' childish game? I have to start chemo. If we had caught it earlier, there might have been a chance. And the moment I walked in, the girl's eyes had been sizing me up. Ethan introduced her. Ava. This is Clara. We grew up together. He deliberately emphasized the word friend. I hummed a reply, meeting her gaze. Hello. She looked at me defiantly and opened the soup. I haven't eaten. And I'm starving. You don't mind if I have some, do you? Ethan interrupted her. I'm the patient. Why are you drinking it? Why are you so stingy? I can't even have a sip of soup. Well, I'm going to drink it anyway. With that, she took a spoonful. I watched her silently. Is it good? It's takeout. It seemed she was trying to assert her dominance in this way. She quickly threw down the spoon and looked at Ethan. I've had some. You shouldn't drink it. Then she turned to me and sneered. He was fine before I left. How come after he met you? Not only did he give up all his extreme sports and become so afraid of dying, but he also got this kind of cancer. Are you here to collect a debt? Ethan was displeased. Clara, what are you talking about? If you don't want to be here, go back to your America. You're yelling at me again. Clara stood up and whined. Ethan, I'm just trying to be nice. And you're treating me like this. With such an unlucky girlfriend. You deserve it. She glared at Ethan and slammed the door as she left. The others also took their leave. Ethan stared at the door, rubbing his temples. She's just a child like that. Don't mind her. MHM. I lowered my eyes and poured him some water. Ethan took my hand and brought it to his lips, drinking the water with my help. His eyebrows rose. Not in a good mood. Are you jealous? No. I pulled my hand back and put the cup down. He then pulled me into his arms. Ava. Clara has been with us since we were kids. She's just blunt. Don't take it to heart. He said it so frankly, as if there was really nothing between them. But on his phone screen, which hadn't gone dark, I saw his contact name for Clara was my little ancestor. And after the little ancestor had stormed out, she had sent him a message. I don't care. You have to go racing with me tonight. But it didn't matter. I had also created a social media account and started documenting my journey of supporting my boyfriend through his cancer battle. First day of liver cancer treatment. They say there's no cure for this disease once it's discovered. But he's so young. Why is fate so unfair to him? I really wish I had this disease instead. The picture was of Ethan in his hospital gown, his face not visible. I stayed with him at the hospital for a day. When the clock struck 6 p.m., his phone started vibrating non-stop. I was drawing him. As I finished the last stroke, Ethan finally spoke. Ava, you must be tired after spending the whole day with me. Go home and rest. I put away my tablet and smiled. I'm not tired. He took my hand. I'm worried you'll overwork yourself. I'm not. Ethan's face showed a hint of anxiety. He didn't even realize his grip on my hand had tightened, his fingertips turning white. I pretended not to see and showed him the drawing. Look. Does it look like me? Normally, he would have commented on it. Today, he was looking at the constant stream of messages on his phone while looking at my drawing. He said perfunctorily, whatever Ava draws is the best. But his eyes quickly shifted away. I silently counted in my head. On the count of 3, he cupped my face. Ava, you should go home. I've hired a nurse. Fighting cancer is a long battle. Don't wear yourself out on the first day. You want me to go home early so you can go on your date. Right. I nodded. Okay, then I'll go home first. You get some rest. Call me if you're not feeling well. I'll have the driver take you. He quickly reached for the phone. The eagerness in his eyes was almost overflowing. I shook my head. No need. I'll go home by myself. After closing the door, I saw Ethan quickly take off his hospital gown. When he came out, he was already changed. I secretly followed him to a winding mountain road on the outskirts of the city. After he got out of the car, Clara ran over with a scream and jumped on him. He caught her steadily and held her waist tightly. A group of friends whistled nearby. They laughed with abandon, bright and vibrant, and my heart felt like it was being sliced into 1,000 pieces. I pressed the shutter and turned to leave. For a while after that, Ethan found all sorts of excuses to go out. I watched her sit behind him on his motorcycle, her arms wrapped tightly around his waist, her hand waving in the wind. I saw them go rock climbing together, him watching her with concern from behind, supporting her. I saw them go clubbing together, him holding her tightly, and her laughing in his arms. I also saw them playing freely at an amusement park, taking many pictures. And as the fireworks lit up the sky, they kissed impulsively. I felt like a rope was twisting around my heart, tightening, suffocating me with a dull ache. Every time, after he sent me away, he would send me a message. Ava, thank you for being by my side. I really love you. But time and time again, he would say he loved me while being completely captivated by another girl. It must be because of the comparison. The little girl who used to chase him had suddenly stopped and left him. He started to miss her. One day, the little girl reappeared, still with a strong love for him. So, he regretted it. I don't understand. If you really fell in love with someone else, you could have just broken up with me. Why did you have to keep acting and try to make me kill myself for you? It must be because you're not willing to let go. Ethan, you really want to have your cake and eat it too. I documented our cancer journey on that account every day. The day they kissed, I posted a picture of the jar of stars. He made these for me during the 5 years he helped me fight my depression. I really liked the him from back then. Forever young, forever passionate. That night, as I followed him out, I suddenly felt like it was all pointless. I stood on the other side of the road, quietly watching his back. I was still holding the jar of stars he had made, each one with a blessing he had written for me. I once truly believed I would have a new life, that I would have a happy ending with him. The night I completely broke off with my parents, they pointed at Ethan and said he was a wastrel with no future. They said my family was a respectable, scholarly family, and they wouldn't allow their daughter to be with the son of a mistress. I asked them. They had never cared for me after they divorced when I was 5. They didn't even visit me when my grandmother died, and I fell into a depression. But now that someone had spent 5 years with me, and I was ready to accept him, they wanted to meddle in my life. On what grounds? It was all because they were afraid I would bring them shame. They were always selfish, always only loving themselves. That night, I cried hysterically. Ethan stood by, not daring to touch me, not daring to hold me. He said he had no right, no status. It would be bad for my reputation. But he took the opportunity to confess his love for me. He said, "Don't feel burdened. Love is never a burden. I love you, and that's enough. Whether you accept me or not, that's your choice and your right. I just want you to be happy." That day, I cried in his arms. He held me gently, his tears falling on my neck, his voice trembling with emotion. "We've been through so much together. We have to reach the end together. Ava, I love you. I wish I could tell the whole world I love you." But the person who had made those vows with tears in his eyes, the person who had been so gentle and supportive, how could he have changed so suddenly? As I put my phone away, I suddenly heard a car horn. A blinding light shone in my face, and I raised my hand to block it. But I was suddenly pushed aside. I turned to see Ethan lying on the ground. His face was covered in blood. In an instant, screams, horns, and shouts flooded my ears from all directions. It made me a little dizzy. The person on the ground weakly called my name. "Ava." I snapped back to reality and crawled over to Ethan. He took my hand and gave me a faint smile. "Ava, I was going to die soon anyway. It's good that you're okay." In that moment, it felt like a little person was tugging at my heart. It made me clench my fists. "Ethan, who do you really love?" I don't know why he came back after he had already left. Fortunately, the out of control car had managed to brake in time. Ethan had only hit his head and was not seriously injured. Back in the familiar hospital room, I watched over him. He still had the strength to speak. "Where were you going with the little stars?" I looked at the jar on the table and brought it to him. He tore open one of the stars. Inside was a quote from Tagore. "One morning I threw away all my yesterdays, and since then my steps have been light." He laughed after reading it. "I used to write one for you every day. You have no idea." I was really looking up all sorts of famous quotes. I was more diligent than when I was studying for my final exams. I looked at his face and asked, "Ethan, why do you like me? Why are you suddenly asking that?" He ruffled my hair, as if lost in thought. "It was love at first sight, really. And as I got to know you, I slowly discovered you were gentle, beautiful, kind, generous, knowledgeable. You could draw. You cared for small animals. You were so serious about things. When I was with you, all I could think of was peace and quiet. So I was good. It wasn't my fault." I asked again, "And what about Clara?" The smile froze on his face. He was stunned for a moment, then took my hand. "She's just a child. We're from different worlds. An evasive answer is still an answer." I smiled. "Ethan, why haven't your parents come to see you after you've been in treatment for so long?" I watched his expression closely. Then I continued, "Ethan, you once said you would never lie to me." His grip on my hand tightened, and he pulled me into a tight embrace. "You know my family situation. So, Ava, you're all I have. Promise me you'll stay by my side." "Okay." "And then use your vulnerability to trigger my depression. Play the victim to make me feel sorry for you. And finally fake your death to test my true feelings. Right." His phone on the pillow vibrated non-stop. The latest message popped up. "Ethan, you bastard. How dare you stand me up?" I pulled back from the fleeting moment of compassion I had felt when he saved me. I also documented on my account. "My boyfriend seems to be secretly going out for races. His spirits are so high. Does that mean he can be cured?" The picture was of the late-stage cancer diagnosis. I felt suffocated and went out for some air. But at the door, I saw Clara. She was probably angry that Ethan had stood her up. She strode over and pulled me into the corridor. "You've been clinging to him all day, haven't you?" I found it laughable. "He's my boyfriend. What right do you have to ask me that?" Clara lifted her shirt. There was a tattoo of a floral pattern on her side. She smiled. XCYJHY. It's the initials of my name and Ethan's. We got it together back then. Do you think I have a right now? I gritted my teeth, but I felt my heart plummet, the pain sharp and real. Ava. I was rejected by Ethan. So I ran off to a foreign country in a fit of pique. But now I'm back. Have you ever heard the saying? The one you can't have is always the one you want the most. Besides, we're from the same social circle. We were childhood sweethearts. We grew up together. Can you win against me? My gaze lingered on the tattoo on her waist. I remembered a while back, when Ethan took me hiking, and it started to rain on the way down. When he took off his jacket, I saw a tattoo on his side. I asked him that day what it was. He said it was just a string of meaningless English letters. Now that I think about it, how could it be meaningless? To have someone's name tattooed on your body and not have it removed for so many years. How important must they be? Sensing my gaze, Clara smiled. He likes you. Probably because he's never met a good girl like you. He pities you, wants to protect you. I don't think that's love. Love is intense hormones. A surge of adrenaline. A rush of dopamine. I'm a free, spirited person like that. I'm the perfect match for the rebellious Ethan, aren't I? I nodded. Okay. Then tell Ethan to break up with me. She didn't expect me to be so compliant. Clara was stunned for a moment. It's only a matter of time before he breaks up with you. I heard you have a dead first love. Why are you still out here harming others? You should have died with him. That should have been your choice. My fingers clenched involuntarily, my nails digging into my flesh. But I felt no pain. Everyone kept emphasizing this. I don't understand. Why? Yes. Liam died in the line of duty. He will always be a hero in my eyes. I did try to kill myself, but it wasn't entirely because of Liam. When I was sick, everyone told me to look forward, to embrace a new life. But I had already moved on. I was in a normal relationship. Now everyone was judging me, blaming me for not dying. Even Ethan, who had once been my companion and my savior, was now using my death to prove my love. It was as if only my death would be enough for my boyfriend. For him. For the world. But why? I had fought so hard to get better. Did I not deserve to be loved? Did I not deserve to be in a relationship? Did I not deserve to start over? I looked straight into Clara's eyes. I think it's really pitiful that someone who has received a higher education can say such thoughtless things. And, regardless of whether I've had a past, I deserve to be loved. But my heart was heavy, the throbbing pain relentless. I couldn't catch my breath. It was unbearable. Truly unbearable. Back in the hospital room, Ethan took my hand. Ava, I've made a bucket list. Will you complete it with me? Looking at his face, the frustration in my heart reached its peak. I bit down hard on his wrist. Tears streamed down my face. Ethan, how could you do this to me? He panicked and held me tight. What's wrong? Ava, don't scare me. Having you with me is already a great happiness. So I want to do a lot of things with you while I still have the energy. So I have no regrets. Still lying. We had been through so much together. Yet it had come to this, where I had to prove my love with my death. That anger, that resentment, that despair, that shame, made it impossible for me to just walk away. The taste of blood filled my throat, making me want to vomit. I told myself, just a little longer. Then I let go of him, wiped my tears, took a deep breath, and asked calmly, what's on the list? Watch a sunrise from a mountaintop. Go on a pilgrimage to Tibet. Take wedding photos. More than 10 items. I remember you used to love racing. All those extreme sports. Why aren't they on the list? He was stunned for a moment, then explained. It's too dangerous. I don't want you to worry. You don't want me to worry. Or is it because someone is already doing those things with you? I lowered my eyes. A bucket list is too cruel for me. If one day you're gone, I'll fall apart when I remember. I'm sorry. It's my fault. I can't be so cruel to you. I sniffled and shook my head. For you, I'm willing to do anything. Ava, I really can't bear to leave you. But the one who couldn't bear to leave me was also the one who sent a message in the group chat. After we complete these, I'll fake my death. Ava is so sensitive. She'll definitely fall apart and kill herself. I also documented on my account. My boyfriend asked me to complete a bucket list with him. Looking at the plans, I couldn't help but cry. Oh, God. What are you doing? We took half a month off and went to the mountaintop he mentioned, waiting for a sunrise. We went on a pilgrimage to Tibet, circumambulating mountains and lakes, praying devoutly. We also witnessed a sky burial and felt the power of life. With each completed item, I would post a picture on my account. From the first post to now, I had accumulated hundreds of thousands of followers. Many people left comments saying they were moved to tears, that they envied such a love. Many sent private messages, wishing my boyfriend a speedy recovery. Among all the sad comments, I caught one that stood out. As a medical student, the diagnosis the blogger posted should be fatal. Why does he have so much energy? It's a medical miracle. I liked the comment and replied, I also hope for a miracle. Then I looked at myself in the mirror, wearing a wedding dress. It was beautiful. I took a picture. Who says you have to get married to wear a wedding dress? I can marry myself. Ethan gently hugged me from behind. Ava, I really want to marry you. Looking at his fake face in the mirror, I just felt a little nauseous. Ethan, you'll get better. If one day I'm gone, what will you do? He asked. His voice choked with emotion. He was so into his role. He seemed to have convinced himself. I lowered my eyes and chuckled. I'll die with you. He was about to say something when his phone rang. I saw Clara's name flash on the screen. He frowned and explained. She's been fighting with her family lately and is in a bad mood. I'll take this call. I quietly looked at myself in the mirror. I was satisfied. I loved myself. Then I took off the wedding dress. When I came out, Ethan rushed over. She's in a bit of trouble. I have to go take care of it. What kind of trouble requires you to take care of it? He pursed his lips and said. Her blind date got handsy with her. Oh, going to be the hero. I stopped him. Can you not go? You're still sick. I'm worried. Ava, Clara and I grew up together. As her big brother, I can't just ignore it. Don't worry. I'll come find you after I've dealt with it. Then he left without looking back. I followed him with my phone. And the so-called handsy blind date was just a pretext. I saw Clara hug him in the middle of a crowded street, her smile bright and cheerful. I was lying, but you still came. So, in your heart, I'm more important, right? Ethan just ruffled her hair fondly. She took his arm and pulled him away. He didn't forget to send me a message. Ava, don't wait for me. Go to sleep early. You haven't looked well lately. I'm worried. I sighed, faking deep affection. I can do that too. So I documented on my account. Really, the moment I put on the wedding dress, I cried. I wish so much that I could marry him. My best boy. For the next few days, Ethan didn't show up. He told me he had gone home and not to worry. But Clara had gotten my contact information and sent me a few ambiguous text messages. I took a deep breath and comforted myself. It's okay. At least I knew in advance. I didn't have any expectations. So now that I saw my lover's change of heart, I was prepared. I just felt sad that the shining Ethan would really fade away in time. He had helped me heal, and I had helped him fight the rumors of being an illegitimate son, protecting him, telling him he was good, that his birth was not his choice. I helped him learn to manage the company, helped him grow, or maybe he didn't shed his rebellious nature for me, but for himself. He gradually gained his father's trust, and I had included him in my life plans. But now I realize, there's no such thing as mutual salvation. Only self-salvation. Only self-deliverance. I looked down at the message I had sent to Ethan. It's our 1-year anniversary today. Do you want to celebrate together? He didn't reply. Instead, he appeared at the racetrack with Clara, wearing a baseball cap. I thought for a moment and typed a sentence on that account. My boyfriend went racing again today. He's in such good spirits. I almost feel like he doesn't have cancer. What do you all think? I told myself. It's almost over. The day before the countdown, I drove to the cemetery to visit my grandmother. I used to crave my parents' attention, so I lost my dignity and asked them if they could love me, but no one responded. But back then, I still had my loving grandmother, and I had Liam. But fate loves to play jokes. The two people who loved me both died in the spring of that year, the season of renewal. That's why I fell into a depression. When I was about to be submerged in the sea, I longed for someone to love me, but the word, love, is too heavy. Both giving and taking it can be excruciatingly painful. So even separation requires a sense of ceremony. I gently stroked my grandmother's picture. Grandma, I'm leaving. One must always have the courage to face the unknown, right? Besides, I've already overcome depression once. I'm very strong, aren't I? So, I can't make the same mistake again. I will love myself. I will live a good life. And embrace a new journey. Grandma, take care. I might not be able to see you for a long time. I drove back at dusk. On the way, I received a video from Clara. Sorry, I hijacked your 1-year anniversary. In the video, they seemed to be celebrating in a bar. Someone had their arm around her waist and was about to kiss her when Ethan appeared out of nowhere. He pulled the man away and threw a punch, and the two of them started fighting. In the end, he won. He grabbed Clara's arm fiercely and dragged her outside. After a moment of shaking, I saw Ethan hug Clara's waist and lift her onto a windowsill in the corridor. Possessively, he held her chin and kissed her, fierce and ruthless. And Clara opened her eyes and gave the camera a defiant smile. She did it on purpose. A chill washed over my entire body, but I no longer felt the anger and heartbreak of the first time I saw them together. It was as if it no longer hurt. I casually forwarded the video to Ethan. We need to talk. He seemed to have rushed over as soon as he received my message. When Ethan appeared, there was still a trace of lipstick on his lips. I silently looked away and poured him a cup of tea. Sit. He didn't sit, but walked over and knelt in front of me, taking my hand and placing it on his face. Ava, let me explain. I was calm, very calm. Okay, I'm listening. Then I pulled my hand away. In an instant, his face turned pale. The next second, he slapped himself twice. Hard. It's my fault. I was drunk and impulsive. Not a lie. Ethan squeezed out a few tears. I can't deny what happened. But the one I love is you, Ava. I turned to look at him. Why don't we break up? What? I said. Let's break up. Can we? No. Ava. We can't break up. I'm dying. If you break up with me, I'll die with my eyes open. Do you like Clara? No, he said, almost without hesitation. If you don't like her, why did you kiss her? Ethan shook his head, a look of confusion on his face. I don't know. Maybe it was a sense of possession. Maybe I was thinking that I don't have long to live. She's loved me for so many years, and I didn't want to leave her with regrets. He grabbed my hand. Ava, my life is on a countdown. Don't leave me at a time like this. Okay. I looked into his eyes again. Ethan, your cancer isn't fake, is it? He froze, his eyes darting away. It took him a long time to come to his senses. How could I lie to you? I had to bribe so many people, go to the hospital and find a doctor, expend so much effort. I wouldn't lie to you. Yes. You also know that it took so much effort to make it more believable, to make it easier to trick me into killing myself for you. He held me tightly. I'll cut ties with Clara. Don't break up with me. Don't leave. Otherwise, I won't be able to live. Besides, in this world, do you have anyone else to love besides me? Can you bear to leave me? That sentence successfully broke my calm heart again. I said flatly, Ethan, come with me to the place where we first met tomorrow. The final moment of the plan. Isn't it a rush towards death? Ethan, then I will prepare a grand farewell ceremony for you. Before you die, I will die in front of you. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. I turned on the live stream as soon as I arrived. Sitting on the edge of the cliff, the sun had already risen, casting golden rays through the clouds. I was immersed in the beautiful scenery when I heard Ethan's trembling voice from behind me. Ava, what are you doing there? I turned around. Ethan was standing not far from me, but Clara was next to him. I smiled softly and said, Ethan, my depression seems to have relapsed. It's very serious, but I didn't tell you because I was afraid you would worry. Yesterday you asked me if I could bear to leave you. I can't. I've experienced so many people I love dying before me. I'm very fragile. Ava, come back. Don't be impulsive. Okay. Ethan moved towards me, the panic on his face not looking fake. Don't come any closer, I said. He stopped, his eyes already red. I looked at him. Ethan, I showed your report to a doctor. They said this disease is incurable. He opened his mouth, but he didn't explain. And seeing you kiss someone else, be with someone else, it broke my heart. He immediately refuted. We're not together. You're my only girlfriend. I don't love her. Really. Listen to me. Clara's face turned a shade paler. Don't lie. If you don't love her, why did you kiss her? It was just a sense of possession. I wasn't willing to let go. Tears were about to fall from Clara's eyes. Good. I continued. But you hurt both of us. How could you be entangled with someone else while you love me? Or are you just being reckless because you have late stage cancer? To hell with late stage cancer, Clara suddenly said. Ethan quickly covered her mouth, not letting her explain. Ava, come back first. I'll explain everything to you slowly. I shook my head. Ethan, do you know what it feels like to be betrayed by the one you love the most? It's like being eaten by 1,000 insects. It's worse than death. I can't be so magnanimous as to forgive you. So, let's never see each other again in this lifetime. You saved me once. Ethan, I'm giving it back to you. I don't owe you anything anymore. Before his plan could come to fruition, I would make him feel guilty for the rest of his life. I would create a rift between them that would never heal because of my existence. And they would never be able to be together. Then I turned off the live stream, sent out the pre-edited video, and I left the phone with all their sweet, intimate moments behind. The moment I jumped into the sea, I knew the plan was complete. My new life had begun. But why did I still hear Ethan's heart-wrenching screams? Shouldn't he be happy? I had finally, as he wished, killed myself for him. In psychology, there's a term called the desensitization phase. To put it simply, if you can't let go of someone, you go find them. You put aside your pride and dignity and lay your love bare before them. You watch how they reject you, hurt you, say every cruel word, do every resolute deed. You grind your pride to dust. You exhaust your love. Finally, you wake up and start over. Everything I had done before was like a cut to my own heart. But I knew that only by cutting away the rotten flesh could new flesh grow. No pain, no gain. I had given myself back to myself. I had planned everything for this day. So, someone quickly came and rescued me. There was no one left for me to miss in this city. Before I boarded the plane, I turned on my phone. As expected, the incident had caused a huge sensation. I had also arranged for people to fan the flames beforehand. Someone had recorded the live stream, and it had gone viral on a certain social media platform. The content of my account was also seen by more people. Those records of my extreme heartbreak were all sharp swords pointed at them. And because Ethan had shown his face, netizens quickly solved the case. My family has some connections. I asked around, and no one has heard of Ethan having cancer. I'm so angry I want to kill someone. The young lady was helping him fight cancer. Her heart was broken. And it turns out you were lying. Are you sick? The comment from the medical student who had questioned it before was brought up again. And many netizens said he was faking his cancer. They righteously cursed him as a pure-bred golden idiot that even a gold miner couldn't dig up. And after seeing the kissing video and the live stream content I had posted, they cursed Clara for being a home wrecker, a third party, and utterly disgusting. Someone speculated about me. I don't understand why the young lady would live stream and expose them. Couldn't she just break up with him? If I were her, I would do something even more extreme. I would want revenge. Latest news. I heard from my parents that this spoiled brat from the Jiang family jumped into the sea and nearly died. He's in the ICU now. Did they find the young lady? Not sure. I don't know if she jumped into the sea or just disappeared. But I wish her all the best. I smiled. I'm fine. Life is long. And some insignificant winds will always blow. From now on, the vast world is mine to explore. And it has nothing to do with anyone else. I settled down in a small town in Northern Europe, spending my days sketching and painting. I made many new friends and lived a carefree life. My artwork had always sold well, and each stage had a different style. My current style is lighter and more cheerful. To find inspiration, I rarely stayed in one city for long. I was like a spectator in this world, observing other people's lives. I also drank with strangers and shared my stories. They said that it was amazing that I could overcome depression. I thought for a moment and said, there was a bright boy who was with me for a while. I'm grateful to him from that time. They hugged me. Of course you should be grateful. Everyone who appears in our lives has a meaning. In that moment, I seemed to have let go. In the 3rd year, I suddenly received a call from my mother. She said my father was seriously ill and wanted to see me one last time. Could I come back to see him? I thought for a moment and asked her, Do you remember what you did when I knelt before you and begged you to come see me? My mother on the other end was silent. They had let go of my hand without hesitation and walked away without looking back. Not even once. I continued. Mrs. Liu, I remember that we had already cut ties many years ago. I no longer have a father or a mother. Have you forgotten? Then I hung up. In the 5th year, I missed my grandmother. So I prepared to go back and visit her grave and chat with her. After I returned, I inevitably heard about Ethan. The incident back then had caused a huge stir. When Ethan woke up, he went crazy looking for me, kneeling on the beach and apologizing to me. Clara felt that she had also been betrayed and posted all the chat records and recordings of him faking his cancer online. It caused another wave of public opinion. Many people called him a murderer, saying that using death to prove someone's love for him was truly insane. Netizens found out about Ethan's family company and flooded their official social media with comments. They even dug up the fact that he was the illegitimate son of a mistress, probably from reading too many novels about rich families. They then went to call out the legitimate son of the Jiang family, telling him to crush this disgusting thing. In the end, Clara and Ethan turned on each other. Their childhood friendship crumbled, and because of the impact of public opinion on the company's stock price, Ethan failed to take over the company and was kicked out of the management by his father. He lost both in love and in his career. He went racing to vent his frustration and ended up in the ICU. The last time he jumped into the sea, his lungs were injured, and he developed serious complications. This time, he had paralyzed himself from the waist down. Oh, and I heard he was also diagnosed with cancer. Coincidentally, it was also liver cancer. Late stage. I don't know if this is karma, but when I heard it, I just felt that things had changed. I bought flowers to see my grandmother. I chatted with her at her grave about my life, work, and experiences over the years. Before I knew it, it was dusk. As I stood up, I saw Ethan pushing a wheelchair towards me. When he saw me, his eyes instantly reddened, and his voice was choked with sobs. Ava, you're alive. You're alive. In just 5 short years, he had changed so much I almost didn't recognize him. He was haggard, gaunt, had lost his hair, and his body showed the marks of chemotherapy. I couldn't find you anywhere. I went to your house. You weren't there. I jumped into the sea, but all I felt was the cold water. The Jiang family was rich, and I was also rich. It was easy to erase all traces of me if one was determined. I really regret it. I regret it so much. I shouldn't have wanted to use a fake death to test your love. I have nightmares every day. I dream of you jumping in front of me, and I couldn't catch you. I was so guilty I wanted to die, especially when I would wake up in the middle of the night and think of the places we had been, the things we had experienced, the wedding dress you wore. It tortured me. You left so many pictures of me with others. Every time I looked at them, I wanted to stab myself. How desperate must you have been then? Look at that. The boomerang always comes back to hit you. I dealt him another heavy blow. Ethan, actually, I knew about your plan all along. I was just playing along with you. In an instant, his face turned deathly pale. I said flatly, the moment you could ask me if my depression was fake. Not only did you not trust me, but you also sullied the sincere love you once had. Once doubt begins, the crime is already established. I find it tragic that when you're in love, you can accept anything. When you're not, anything can be a reason for suspicion. I was wrong. But you played along with me. Doesn't that mean you also loved me? Then Ava, do we still have a chance? I smiled, my gaze unflinchingly sizing him up. Ethan, look at yourself. Do you think you're worthy of me now? His hands trembled. So, documenting your daily life. Starting a live stream. It was all a premeditated revenge, wasn't it? Ava, in my eyes, you were always gentle and kind. Does being gentle and kind mean I should be bullied? Ethan, you knew my story. You knew about Liam's death, my grandmother's death, and my broken family. You knew those were the triggers for my depression. But all you said were lies. I should be glad I saw through you early on. He was silent, tears streaming down his face. I looked away. So young love can also lead to such mutual dislike. Finally, he asked me, I'm dying. Will you forgive me? I left without a word. I will never forgive. But I will let the flowers be flowers. Let the trees be trees. I will give myself back to myself. From now on, our paths will never cross again. Oh, and in the end, on the day my artwork was auctioned for $50 million, I heard that Ethan died alone in the hospital. Next to him was a jar of little stars. On the unfolded piece of paper was a line. I really want to go back to that year. You were you, and I was me. When I looked at you, there was a light in my eyes, reflecting your image. So gentle and bright. But you can't go back.